Welcome to a place of peace. Today, we journey to an ancient temple where a powerful lesson awaits anyone who truly desires to learn and grow. A famous scholar traveled many miles to meet a wise master. He believed he already knew everything, but he wanted the master's final blessing. Inside the temple, the air was still. The Zen master sat in silence, radiating a sense of calm that the busy scholar could not understand. The scholar entered quickly, his mind racing with thoughts. He felt important and expected the master to be impressed by his great reputation and titles. "I have studied for 20 years," the scholar boasted. "I have written 10 books and mastered every philosophy. Tell me, what can you teach me?" The master remained quiet. He saw the scholar's pride and understood that words would not be enough to break through such a thick wall of ego. As the scholar continued to talk about his achievements, the master simply listened. He knew that a full mind has no room for new light. Without saying a word, the master began to prepare tea. He moved with grace, every motion deliberate, while the scholar waited impatiently for an answer. He placed a cup before the scholar. It was a simple, beautiful cup, waiting to be filled, much like the potential of a human mind. Then, the master began to pour. The sound of the falling tea was the only noise in the room, yet the scholar kept talking on. The cup filled quickly. The scholar glanced at it, but his mind was too busy with his own thoughts to notice what was happening right then. The tea reached the very edge. Most people would stop here, but the master continued to pour with a steady hand and a calm face. Suddenly, the tea spilled over. It flowed down the side of the cup and onto the table, staining the scholar's expensive and beautiful silk robes. The scholar jumped back in shock. He stared at the mess, his pride forgotten for a moment as he watched the precious tea go to waste. But the master did not stop. He kept pouring until the teapot was nearly empty and the table was completely covered in warm, brown liquid. The scholar was frozen. He couldn't understand why a wise man would do something so foolish and messy in such a sacred and clean place. The master's focus was absolute. He wasn't looking at the mess. He was showing the scholar a reflection of his own cluttered and busy mind. "Stop!" the scholar finally shouted. "The cup is full. No more will go in. Can't you see that you are wasting the tea on the floor?" The master stopped. He set the pot down gently. The silence that followed was heavy, and for the first time, the scholar was actually listening. The scholar waited, breathing hard. He expected an apology, but instead, he received the greatest lesson of his long and successful academic life. The master looked at him with kindness. "Like this cup," he said softly. "You are full of your own opinions, your own ideas, and your pride. You come to me seeking wisdom, but your mind is already overflowing. There is no space here for anything new or anything truly profound to enter." The scholar looked at the cup. He saw himself in the overflowing liquid. He realized that his knowledge had become a cage, trapping his soul. Every drop on the table represented a lesson he had missed because he thought he already knew the answer. It was a moment of deep regret. "How can I show you Zen?" the master asked, "unless you first empty your cup? To learn, one must first admit that they do not know." The scholar felt his arrogance melt away. He bowed his head, realizing that true wisdom starts with the humility of a child who knows nothing. He remembered all the times he had argued instead of listening. He saw how much he had missed by trying to be the smartest person. He understood that to master a language like English or a philosophy like Zen, one must approach it with a fresh and open heart. He looked up at the master with new eyes. The anger was gone, replaced by a deep and sincere hunger for truth and real understanding. He took his sleeve and began to dry the table. It was a simple act, but it signaled that he was finally ready to serve wisdom. The master smiled. He saw that the student was finally born. He emptied the cup and prepared to pour a fresh, new start for him. This time, as the tea poured, the scholar watched every drop. He was present. He was silent. He was finally ready to receive the master's words. The tea tasted different now. It was richer, deeper, and more meaningful because he was actually there to experience it without any preconceived notions. They sat together for hours. The master didn't use many words, but every word he spoke found a home in the scholar's now empty cup. The scholar asked questions not to show off, but to understand. His voice was humble, and his heart was open to the beauty of learning. He learned that the greatest barrier to learning is the belief that we already know. This is the secret to mastering any skill in life. He began to write again, but this time his words were simple and clear. He wanted to share this light with others who were stuck. As the day turned to night, the scholar felt a peace he had never known. The weight of his ego had finally been lifted away. He realized that being a student is a noble state. It is a state of constant discovery, wonder, and endless, beautiful growth throughout our lives. The master gave him a wooden bowl. "Keep this," he said. "Let it remind you to always stay empty, so that you may always be full." The scholar left the temple as a different man. He walked with a light step, noticing the wind in the trees and the beauty of silence. He was no longer a proud scholar, he was a humble seeker. And in his humility, he found a strength that his books could never give. Think about your own journey. Are you trying to learn English while holding on to old mistakes, or the fear of looking like a beginner? To learn a new language is to gain a new soul, but you must let go of the old habits that are blocking your path to success. Empty your cup of doubt. Empty your cup of the need to be perfect. Make room for the joy of making mistakes and learning. When you listen to a story, don't just hear the words, feel the meaning. Let the language wash over you like a refreshing, clear stream. Humility is the key. Listening is the door. And growth is the beautiful garden that waits for those who are brave enough to enter. Like the scholar by the river, find peace in the flow of learning. Don't rush, don't push. Just be open to the magic of language. The master is always there, ready to pour. The universe is full of lessons if we are only quiet enough to hear them clearly. A single leaf, a single word, a single moment. Everything has a lesson if your mind is empty enough to see the truth within it. Imagine speaking with confidence, not because you know everything, but because you are not afraid to learn anything. That is true fluency and power. You can reach the highest peaks of any skill if you start with the simple realization that there is always more to discover and enjoy. So I ask you today, are you ready to empty your cup? Are you ready to become a student of life and language once again? The journey is long, but it is beautiful, and you don't have to walk it alone. We are all students in this grand school of life. Every story we share here is a drop of tea for your cup. We hope it brings you clarity, inspiration, and the courage to grow. Take a breath. Look at the world with fresh eyes. You are capable of amazing things if you just allow yourself to be a beginner. Across the world, millions are learning and growing just like you. You are part of a global family of seekers and dreamers and learners. Let your cup be filled with the right things, with hope, with persistence, and with the love of a beautiful and ancient storytelling tradition. The Zen Master smiles upon you. He knows that within you is a vast ocean of potential, waiting for the right moment to bloom. Thank you for joining us at Inspiring Tales. Keep your cup empty, keep your heart open, and keep learning. We will see you soon.